So again, what you could do is use synthetic division. You could use long division as well. It just is longer. Or you can use the factor theorem or the remainder theorem. So we'll do A here. If you were using, I'll call this polynomial p of x. If I'm using the factor theorem or the remainder theorem, I'd plug in p of -1. For -1, I think this is really quick. This will be -1 cubed is -1, minus 6 times -1 squared is still minus 6. 5 times -1 would be -5, plus 12. That's equal to 0. And often with the remainder theorem and the factor theorem, and when we go towards factoring, we're going to be trying 1 and -1 first. So this is where this is nice. So this is one where I probably would use the remainder theorem. So I know that x plus 1 is a factor. The part where you're going to find yourself getting like mixed up a little bit, you know how it's x plus 1, so we plug in -1. And with synthetic division, we switch it as well, and you're always switching back and forth. So that's one thing you just have to concentrate and make sure you get your signs right in those cases. For b, because it is 3, that's a bigger number, I think it might be quicker to use synthetic division. Yay! Notice that we get a remainder of 0. So that means if we had plugged in 3 into the polynomial, we would have got 0 using the factor theorem, remainder theorem. And that means that x minus 3 is a factor. I think 4 is a pretty big number as well. I'm going to use synthetic division. Bring down the 1. 4, -2, -8, -3, -12, 0. Woohoo! That means that x minus 4 is a factor. Are these all going to be factors? I seem to see a pattern, factor, factor, factor. The last one is x plus 4, so in synthetic division I think would be the best in that case. 1, -6, 5, 12. Bring down the 1, -4, -10, 40, 45. Wow. -180, -168 as a remainder. What does that mean? X plus 4 is not a factor. Which kind of makes sense because what we did with A, B, and C is if I want to write a division statement for this now, the fact that I found 3 factors means that my original equation, x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x plus 12 is equal to, well, I found 3 factors. I found out x minus 4, x minus 3, and x plus 1. Were all factors. Something that we can take from the factoring that we know already, okay? We know already that this one, when we did FOIL, this one came from our first ones. Can you see that my first ones are x, x, and x? That would give me x cubed. And this 12 came from my last ones. And if I check my last factors, sure enough, 1 times -3 times 4, whoa, it should be -4. Now, if we check our last ones, 1 times negative 3 times negative 4 does make 12. And the difference with this is when you would do all the, you would have like a whole bunch of outsides and insides in here, so this becomes sort of. Oy, oy, oy. So 10a and 12. And I'm actually going to give you a couple minutes right now to try 12 because read it, it's the same idea but a little bit different, so I want you to try it.